Hello and welcome back to our Greenskins campaign in the Old Realms. And indeed, look at what we got here. Oh yeah, we got a lot of infantry right now, and they were actually doing really well. They're actually doing really nicely for us. You can see here that I do have a goblin. Yes, I found a new goblin companion. Well, should we say our first goblin companion. And he's hopefully going to do a really nice job for us as an engineer. He has 100 in engineering. And, well, let's just say that that's 10 times the amount of engineering that I currently have. So that's really good. That's actually really good. And hopefully he's going to be extremely useful for us as we go into additional sieges. Because, of course, we do need to do another, I think it's 4, right? Another 4 sieges if we are going to complete this stage of the quest. Obviously, we do have a number of other more important, or shall we say not more important, but, well, difficult things, let's just say, because of the amount of time that they take to be able to complete this. So we'll see what we can do. I'm gonna just try to make sure that our forces don't get absolutely... What is actually going on here? I'm speeding up, and the enemy is literally just standing there, basically doing nothing. Yes, basically doing nothing at all, which is, I suppose, to be expected. I mean, I'm not entirely sure whether we should just charge in right now. I feel like maybe that would be the way to go. I actually don't know. Because if I charge in straight away right here, we're being hyper-aggressive. That would be extremely... maybe very effective, or it would be the worst thing we could possibly do. I feel like that does seem to be about the... well, that seems to be about the flavor of things at that point. You know, you kind of... You either get one or the other, really. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Let's charge. Let's charge. I mean, we've got a lot of archers right here, and I generally do think that if we can eliminate the enemies... I mean, this is the Empire, of course. We do have to bear in mind that this is the Empire. And we do have... Ooh, this is actually really nice. Look at this. We actually have a number of... well, a number of orcs coming in from a flanking position, which is pretty nice, because that means we are inevitably going to have... well, significant more damage done, right? Significant more damage done. The enemy is not really going to be able to do too much here. And indeed, I kind of need some people to attack, to be honest, with my ability, so that we can buff our forces. I actually don't even know. Does it... That's the thing. I don't know whether it's an aura or not, or whether it is a buff that is applied on cast, if you know what I mean. So, because there are a number of other abilities that I've used in the past that are aura based, and then there's another you know, another couple of abilities that are completely different, as in they are a buff that applies when you've cast it to the surrounding allies. And I obviously don't know which one is, well, which one this actually is. I think it... Oh, no. There we go. I think I can actually see it. Yeah. So it's not actually an aura. It's not actually an aura, so it is actually a buff that is applied to them in the surrounding area. That's nice. Okay, that's actually really effective then, because what we can do is we can then cast it, and then we can just run away, or do whatever, you know, or die, you know, in general. But yeah, it does seem to only last about 6 seconds, so that is a little bit limited. But, you know, I mean, let's face it, we don't... I mean, come on, you know, if it lasted longer than that, then it would be very powerful. Let's just say that. It would be extremely strong. But yeah, now it's pretty nicely balanced. We are, of course, going to have to see what the career options are when we reach tier 3, because that's going to be a big deal, right? That's going to be a really big deal. Anyway, we're getting some really nice leadership, very nice experience. Going to take this guy prisoner. 604 teeth. I've been attempting to do as much damage as possible to the surrounding vassals, like I said I was going to do. And indeed, yes, I know. There are a lot of teeth coming in. The cost for the Black Orcs is actually kind of insane. As you can see, I'm literally only now getting 175 teeth in comparison to what I was getting before, which was what, 500 or so? I don't know. Can't remember how much it was, but we are in general spending a lot from upgrades. And I know that is indeed happening, but I kind of have to, right? I kind of have to. If we want to have the strongest army possible, I really need to make sure that we are spending those teeth, even if it does mean that we now have a significant amount more to worry about. So this is where we currently are. There's my fief. This is not great. I'm going to have to go back there in just a second. Whoa, alright, this is actually a pretty cool battlefield. I have no idea how we're really going to navigate this, but as you can see, the enemy is also seemingly having a bit of a problem. And, yeah, we're going to try and crump those, what is it now? Crump those, what? Crump those, what is a derogative term for, like, a human from an orc perspective? I actually have no idea what they're going to be calling them. I mean, they're going to be calling them something like gits or whatever, right? But someone gave me a... there was a comment that actually gave me like a lowdown on orc speech. But I don't know whether there was actually anything that had like a descriptor. So it's like mangy gits, you know what I mean? I'm not sure. Not sure if they actually had something like that in there. But whatever the case... Oh, nice! That was a nice hit! Oh, finally! 2 skill points for polearms. Yes, give me that. Give me that every single day of the week. Now, I am going to try and see if I can just continue to do damage with my polearm here. Maybe we can actually... Wait a minute. There we go. Nice. I kind of need kills, though, unfortunately. I really, really need kills. Nice! There we go! Only 1 skill point, but that's going to have to do. We're going to have to try to grind it out. It's gonna... I mean, this is the one thing... this is something that I've actually tried to stress in the previous... well, generally in previous series. It doesn't really matter which ones, but basically, every single time you're able to gain a skill point, and it doesn't matter what it is, right? It could be anything. Every single time you're able to gain one, you are literally getting yourself unretractable power. Right, so you're not ever going to lose that power at all, because skills cannot be reduced in any way. The only thing that cannot be reduced is experience, generally, right? Because obviously you can, well, obviously renown as well, of course, to a certain degree too. You know, renown cannot be reduced, whereas things like influence can be reduced, of course, because you're going to spend it on policies, you're going to lose it through corruption if you have too many thieves. There's a number of reasons why you might lose it. Same thing with gold, right? Same thing with gold, same thing with your army itself. You can lose your boys, you know, you can lose those. You can lose your boys in the war, you know, you can lose them, yeah, you get the point. Anyway, the deal is, we want to obviously make sure that if we're going to gain some skills, because it's so extremely useful to gain skills in this game, that's generally the reason why I always try to stress that point. If I, for example, let's just say that I end up dying, right? A lot of people place a lot of emphasis for some reason, or maybe it's just the vocal minority. That might be the case. I don't know. But whatever the point is, what we're going to go for here is every single time I die, right? Usually it's either because I've taken a big risk and I've gotten myself, you know, surrounded, killed, whatever. And in which case, oh, well, you know, that's just how it goes. But in many cases, what it actually ends up being is us gaining a significant amount of skill or gold or, well, renown in this case as well. And generally that, in my opinion, is worth so much more than me dying. Who cares? Who cares if I die? That doesn't make any difference, because I'm going to be back on my feet. I'm going to be restoring myself. It's just going to take some time to do that. And that's the point. That is what is important. It's important to gain that experience, gain that renown, get those clan tier levels leveled up, you know, get those weapon skills in this case leveled up. And that's what really makes the big difference, in my opinion. Not the stupid, you know, kind of like factor of me being like, oh, actually, yeah, no, we should take the, yeah, we should take the teeth. Yeah, I was thinking to myself, oh no, I forgot to take the prisoners. No, we don't need those. We don't need those at all. But yeah, the whole point is that we shouldn't place, or should we say, the vocal minority that seems to have a problem with that kind of thing. shouldn't really place that much value on staying alive in a battle, because you know, no matter whether you stay alive or not, as long as you have done something, you know, to contribute to win the battle and or gain skills and or gain renown, whatever, that's the kind of thing that actually matters, not the fact that you've died or lived or whatever. That doesn't matter. What matters is the meta game, the macro progression. In my opinion, that's the thing that I'm much more focused on these days, at least. All right, so I've come back into my stash here, and as you can see, we do have one shiny pile. I actually, as I said, I don't know what this really does. You know what? I really need to check that. Yeah, I really need to check that comment again to actually make sure that I know what's actually going on with this thing, because I think that's really going to make a big difference. You know what? Should we just place all of this stuff in there? Yeah, why not? Let's place all of that stuff in there. There we go. Okay, that's all in there. And yeah, there's going to be a huge amount of this stuff as well. It's absolutely crazy. Do I want to put all of it in there? Do I literally want to put all of this in there? I don't know. I mean, generally, this is actually a good idea. Let me actually just have a quick look. I've got some herding problems, so I think what we'll do is just place a couple of horses in here. Yeah, I mean, does that do anything? Does that actually do anything? Probably not, right? Let's put the harnesses in there. Why not? I mean, literally, we are otherwise just going to be having some huge issues with, well, over-encumberdness, which we obviously do thanks to the fact that we have so much meat. We have loads and loads of sheep as well. Look at the meat. This is actually crazy. But yeah, we have one shiny pile here. I don't actually know. It's a trade good, apparently, according to that. Anyway, I am going to take a look at the comment, and I'm also going to have a look at the game concepts as well, if I can find those, and we'll see whether that actually has any light to shed on that. Actually, let's place this in the stash as well. There we go. And hopefully this is going to be pretty nice. Hopefully we're going to be able to gain some stuff from this. Alright, so apparently, according to the Old Realms manual, as well as obviously this comment, thank you very much for the person that posted this, by the way. I believe this is on episode 2, if you want to read it for yourself. Anyway, the point is, this is all about basically loot, shinies, etc. And I'm going to just give you the TLDR here. Pretty much, as long as you have a bunch of loot in your storage, in the stash, right? So in the stash that I've already placed a significant amount of stuff in, you will automatically generate piles of shinies, right? So basically just, you know, things that can somewhat consolidate your wealth. And as time goes on, eventually you're going to be able to generate teeth passively, because your town, you know, is obviously affluent in the eyes of all the orcs around and all that wonderful stuff. Now, I'm here at the quartermaster because I actually want to see what happens here. If I give this, create loot piles for the big pile of loot. If I give him, we're going to get experience. Okay. I'm not entirely sure what this is going to do, because he accepts any loot and provides teeth instead of gold. Okay, so basically this is what is going to happen here, potentially. So let's have a look and actually see what happens, because I do need teeth. I actually need some, thank you very much. So let's see what I can do here. Let's give like 12, I don't know, I guess give that, I guess. Let's see how much I get, because I've got 228, right? I have 228. And let's see what I get. I mean, you can see here, we're actually rolling in cash. I mean, according to according to this stuff, at least. Oh, look at this. We could actually sit down in the... Look at that. Yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah, we're looking great. We're looking great, even though it does phase through us a little bit. But he's got a jaunty slant right there. Yes, it's a very, very nice slant for our Mr. Fellow here. I mean, indeed, we can get up as well. And we can now, yeah, move on. So we had 228. Let's take a look and actually see how much teeth we actually gained. How many did we got? Okay. I'm getting 59. Is that actually true? I didn't get any? Look, I literally didn't get any teeth whatsoever. Why didn't I get any teeth? Okay, apparently I just got experience. I assume I just got experience from... Oh, no, apparently I didn't. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. But yes, as you can see, I've taken all these guys prisoner. That's actually quite funny. But yeah, what we're going to have to do is, I guess, maybe just put more and more people in there. I mean, look, we've got teeth tribute of 59. We might be able to get more. Because it says here, if the loot pile is big enough, it boosts the town prosperity and increases the control over the town and will eventually generate passive teeth income, which obviously is exactly what we want, right? We want that so badly. So I think what we're going to do is just going to continue placing things in the stash here. Just a huge amount of stuff. Just basically put loads and loads of stuff in there. Unfortunately, it is going to take me quite some time to actually click all of this. So the question is, do I just want to place every single thing in there that I have in my inventory? Maybe it's a good idea. I don't really know. Because the thing is, we kind of need teeth. I personally feel as though teeth is extremely difficult to get. Is that just me? I don't know. It feels like that. It feels like that. Let's just put all of it in there. There we go. And what about the meat? Oh, look at that. We look at this. Look at this. We have 594 in our loot pile right there, and our shiny pile is only 1886. That's actually kind of weird. I feel like we should probably get more than that. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's just place a bunch of meat in there. I have no idea. I mean, how much do I want? Let's do 63 days. I think that's more than enough. I'm just going to put that all in there. I mean, I can take this out at any time, right? Yeah, I can take this out at any time. So we're just going to do this. And then we're just going to, I guess, wait here for some time and actually just see what happens. Because I'm kind of intrigued, right? I want to see if we can just massively generate huge amounts of teeth and then we're not going to have any problems. Because this kind of reminds me of the dark energy, right? The dark energy from the Necromancer, the Mousillon faction that is actually available in the game. One of the latest, or should we say the previous version, I think I've upgraded the Mousillon Knights, or whatever they're called. I actually can't remember what they're called. Blood Knights, I think? Blood Knights? Was that what I'm thinking of? I'm actually not entirely sure. But anyway, the point is, those guys are really, really good. And they obviously, yeah, they use dark energy as an alternate resource. I'm kind of hoping that maybe we can do something similar to that effect, because I was able to generate dark energy by getting companions back then, right? And I was kind of hoping that maybe we'd be able to do something relatively similar with the loot piles. Maybe, I'm actually not sure. Wait, let's actually just take a quick look here, because I'm thinking to myself right now, if I go here and we actually have a look, I've got 594. The question is, what if I take this and I take that to the quartermaster? Is that going to do anything? Look, I mean, I've got so many. I have literally 600 of these things. So surely this is going to make a difference, right? Okay, you know what? Let's try it out. I'm going to take a couple, okay? Let's take, I don't know, let's take 30 or something like that. Let's take 30 and see what happens, because I'm assuming, because obviously we are the ruler of the town. So let's have a look. So shinies or loot, right? Loot, I guess. Create loot piles for the big pile of loot. I mean, that's generally what this does. So I'm kind of a bit perplexed as to what I really need to do here, because if I go here, this doesn't do anything. I mean, like as you can see, create loot piles for the big pile of loot. I guess what I could do is I could take this and sell it to the marketplace, and that's what I could do. Let's actually just see. Is that going to do anything? I doubt it. I doubt that's going to do anything, to be honest. I probably just gave away massive amounts of cash there, but I'm kind of intrigued to see what happens, okay? So, let's see. Did we actually get anything? No. We didn't get any teeth whatsoever, and as you can see, I think it's increased slightly, the teeth tribute. I think it's increased slightly. So, yeah, I'm not entirely sure what to really make of this. What to really make of this particular system. I'm a little bit... I don't know, I'm just going to say it right now. A little bit in two minds about it, because on the one hand, I do think... I I think this is cool. Like, I think the concept is very, very cool. Let me actually just see if I have any herding problems. No, I don't. Okay, so let me actually just take a couple here, and then we'll go over to the marketplace, and we'll see if I can actually sell this stuff, because then we could technically convert the loot piles into cash. I mean, you could see that, yeah, boom, instantly. Look at that, really, really nice. Look at that, 13,000. So we could technically go like that, and then we could speak to the quartermaster. Let's see how much we actually get. I think we tried this beforehand. Shinies. Let's give 50,000. I'm interested to see. Let's give 50,000, even though I don't really have that much money. Did I already do that? Apparently it doesn't update in real time, I'm assuming, right? I'm a little bit worried now for a real quick second. No, it didn't actually do it. Did it? No, it didn't actually do it. Okay, that's quite funny. What? Why didn't it take my money? Okay, apparently it didn't take my money for some reason. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and do a brawl, and then we will see what we can do about capturing another castle. Well, this is quite a sight. Okay, so I've actually decided to go in here. Obviously, this is a little bit risky because, well, maybe it's not that risky because we're right next to my town. But the problem is we only have 243 in there. So that's yeah, not great. And I'm going to assume that there is a Bretonnian army somewhere close by. Because you can see here there's a bunch of vassals. And I was actually going to say, look at what we've got going on here. We've got Karsten here attempting to eliminate one of the Bretonnians. And he's failing. And I'm actually very surprised about that because I would have expected him to be on the ball like no one's business. I actually thought that he would have been insanely strong in that regard. I'm going to go in here just because otherwise they're going to be getting a massive advantage by having this guy join them. But if we jump them beforehand, because they made a mistake. They made a mistake right here. They basically stood right next to us. If they had maybe a small gap between where we are and where they are, we would have had a problem because I wouldn't have been that fast, right? I would have been really slow, and it would have made things really difficult for us because we couldn't then encounter them super quickly, right? It would have been really difficult, but they decided to be right on top of us, and that has caused a problem. So yeah, that's exactly what happened. Anyway, as you can see, I'm actually still a bit damaged because I did just do a tournament. Yeah, I did. I did a tournament. And I'm not entirely sure how well I've really done in regards to doing the tournaments and getting them, getting them completed and so on and so forth. But, we've just got to do them, right? We've just got to do them. So anytime I see one, I pretty much just jump in there and try to complete it as fast as possible. And most of the time, it's not that difficult. As long as we do an orc tournament, they do generally tend to give me some pretty nice weapons, so I don't really need to struggle a hardcore amount, because let's face it, one of the worst things that can happen if you're doing a tournament is get given, okay, fine. I'm going to be reminded, and I'm going to tell you about, I'm going to tell you a small story right now. I'm reminded of a time when I was still playing Warband. It was a while ago. I was playing a mod by the name of, was it Florence Expanded, or was it Nova Aetus? Could be one of those. Okay, I'm not too sure which one it was. I think it might have been Nova Aetus because I played it quite a few times. So yeah, okay. Anyway, the point is, this particular mod, I'm actually not entirely sure whether it was that, but yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter. I'm getting sidetracked. Anyway, point is, tournaments. I went into the tournament and they managed to give me a dagger. Yes, they managed to give me a dagger. And the dagger itself had the stats that you couldn't block with it, right? So you couldn't block with it. I had a bow as well. They gave me a bow, and I had a dagger, a knife. And in Warband, you can't block with knives. Well, it depends. It depends what kind of knife you're using. But yeah, you can't actually block with them. You can't parry with them, should I say. And yeah, that was a bit of a problem, wasn't it? Yes, that was a bit of a problem, because obviously if you don't have any bow skill and you cannot block with your knife, then you are going to have a huge problem. And that is exactly what happened to me. And so that's the reason why I say now, yeah, it's a bit of a difficult situation to be like, oh yeah, I'm actually just going to do this tournament real quick. And if they give you terrible, terrible weapons, then it's going to be extremely difficult. It doesn't matter who you are, really, you know. For example, someone actually mentioned recently in the comments, and I'm actually kind of dreading it now, potentially, but you mentioned the Dwarven tournaments, and apparently if there is a Dwarven Lord in a tournament, you probably want to try to avoid that, because the Dwarven Lord is going to be so extremely difficult to deal with from a, I don't know, stats perspective or something, I guess. I actually don't know. I mean, I would assume that to be the case anyway, because dwarves are seemingly quite dangerous from a defensive perspective. They seem almost, well, I wouldn't say impervious to damage, but I would definitely say that they have a lot of defense, and that's exactly the point, that, you know, they're supposed to be defensive, right? But in a tournament setting, obviously that is extremely difficult, and it's going to take a long time to pretty much eliminate them, right? That's the deal here, you know. You're going to have a very, very long and drawn out you know, round or 2 or 3 or however many you manage to survive, if you can be even bothered to do damage to these dwarves, because if they have similar armor, you know, like if you take in your actual armor to the tournament, which I think you do in this mod, then you're going to have some issues, because then the dwarves are coming in with their armor as well, you see. And we've seen what kind of armor the dwarves can have. Their armor is so good that I'm not entirely sure if I want to get into a tournament ever with any of these guys, because you're given tournament weapons, right? That's the thing that we've got to realize here, and this is the reason why I told you that story about me entering that tournament and I got given a knife, and it was basically just absolutely terrible, because I couldn't do anything. I couldn't block anyone. I had to basically try to use my athletic skill, but obviously this was early in the game, so I had no movement speed. I had very, very little weapon skills, and yeah, it was just a big old mess. So that's the kind of deal that, you know, that's why I'm talking about that, because it reminds me of that. Because the knife, even if I was able to use it, the knife is going to be flimsy. It's not going to do that much damage, especially if a person opposite me has decent gear. And obviously in certain warband mods and indeed Bannerlord mods, sometimes you're able to take in your own armor, right? Sometimes you're taking in your own armor, and you're going to be equipped with that. And when that happens, well, then the enemy has this wooden sword or wooden whatever it is, and it's going to be terrible. It's going to have one of the lowest base values in the game, and I mean, that's obviously the point when it comes to a tournament, right? And it's going to be very difficult to actually do anything, and especially considering you have a really, really highly armored target, like a dwarf in this case. And I'm talking about this mod now, but you know, the fact is, it's a similar situation, and yeah, I think it could be kind of dangerous. So that's the reason why orc tournaments, I think, are actually pretty decent, because they do give you these really, really nice what do they give you? The maces. Yeah, that's it. They give you some really nice maces. Oh, nice. Look at that. We're getting 1100. Okay, that's great. Oh, I like that. Thank you. Yeah, give me that. Yeah, give me that. Thank you very much. I like that. Okay, so yeah, otherwise we're going to actually just go and do this. I don't really care too much about leveling up the goblins, but I guess it doesn't really make too much difference. We're not really going to be losing anything by making them into that. And, look at this. Whoa, they actually have magical effects. That's very cool. Yeah, this is actually something that I really, really wish was a bit more prevalent in mods in general. I'm not even talking about this mod specifically, because they do a very good job of having a lot of magical items that are all over the place. Like, for example, this. this is fun, right? This is really, really fun because you literally have the ability to have this polearm that does additional damage. It does like extra magic damage and extra frost damage. So on top of the regular, regular thrusting damage, you're actually getting even more from magical damage. And you even have a sword here that does a similar thing as well. And I'm loving that. I think that's super, super fun. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're just going to take all of that loot. Thank you very much. And we are going to be moving on. Now, let's see if I can continue the siege here. It is going to be a little bit tricky because we've got this guy. He might decide that he wants to attack me. You know what? Should I just go after him? I feel like... Should we go after him? Shall we go after these Yumi gits? Oh, actually, never mind. Never mind, he just went in there. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so here's the pond. So the pond is actually an extremely good random event, and it's probably one of the best events just purely because it does this thing right here. All companions healed and all wounded troops recovered. And now, as far as I'm aware, you don't even need a significant amount of medicine skill. This just works really, really nicely. And I'm reminded of a certain Todd Howard when I say that. It just works. Yes, it just works. But yes, I am thinking that this is actually a really, really nice benefit. So we're just going to immediately heal every single person that we have, and then we're actually, you know what? I'm not going to go into the siege again because this guy is still outside. What do we have going on here? We have another town. Wait a minute, can I call for... Oh, it's 963. This is hilariously strong. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I'm not gonna make peace. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's actually just take a quick look at who's close to me right now. Ooh, hello. All right, you know what? Let's do this. I'm gonna spend a pretty significant amount of influence right now, and the reason why is because I literally want to do this. I want to do this town siege. Let's see if we can actually make this work. There is someone inside here. But how much food do they... They don't have any food. Okay, this is actually kind of perfect. If we can make this work, I'll be really, really pleased. Basically, what we want to try to do is we want to try to gather such a large party of orcs. Or shall we say boys. We need a bunch of boys to help us take this. To help us take this, yeah. But yeah, let's actually just see what we can do, because if we get these other 3 parties of guys to come in here, boys, yeah, if we get all of those guys to come in here and we hopefully are able to starve out the garrison, I do have to be a bit careful of teeth. I'm not sure what's actually going on here. I mean, look at my teeth tribute right now. The teeth tribute is plus 63. I mean, really, I've donated a significant amount. Or at least I have a significant amount in the storage, or at least I thought so. Maybe I don't. I don't know. Maybe I need to just give more. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Let's try and hope that these guys... Yes. There we go. They're starting to starve out a little bit. That's kind of nice. Or we could just go straight on in, because maybe we just have... Oh, hello. Okay, yeah. Now we are going to need to go in. We will literally just need to go in here. I'm worried. I don't know whether we're going to be able to do this, but we're going to have to try it. We've got 1,500, and hopefully my my allies have a significant amount. Yes, have a significant amount of very high-tier troops. Let's face it, they probably don't. Right? They probably don't. So it's going to be a bit of a problem. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a problem. Okay, so let me actually just take a quick look here. So these guys, they obviously have insane skills. Look at that. They have some really, really good skills, but do they have anything super amazing? Yeah, kind of. Yeah, no. They're actually looking really, really good. These guys are really, really good. Yeah, they've got massive... Wow, okay. Yeah, this is actually pretty cool. All right, so let's make this guy go over here. And... let me see. Who else has that? There we go. This guy... And I'm not going to do the rest. We're just going to leave the rest at what they're all about. Okay, that's absolutely fine. Okay, so what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to get stuck in, right? We're going to need to get stuck in with my main ability. What is actually going on here? Who are these guys? Trolls? They're trolls? Oh, that's cool. Look at that. They're actually destroying the gate. Do they actually do damage? They do. They actually do damage. That is hilarious. That is actually amazing. I am extremely excited about that. Okay, you know what? Let's do this. There we go. Gonna buff them. Now they're gonna do even more damage. Well, let's see what happens. I mean, maybe they're... Yeah, no, they're actually doing it. Yes. Oh, this is amazing. I had no idea that we could actually even get trolls. I think someone even mentioned... Someone did mention that they wanted to know where to get trolls from. And as far as I'm aware, what you need to do is you need to understand basically that the AI is going to know where to find the trolls, and I don't. So I'm I'm just joking. I have no idea where to find them. But hopefully, maybe we'll actually try to figure that out. Wait a minute. What's going on here? Hello, friends. Okay. How do I guess I'm gonna have to go up here. Oh, yes. You know what I need to do? I need to get my hands on a black orc shield. That would be one of the best things that I could do for my survivability, because at the moment we are really, really suffering at the hands of this shield, because we just don't have enough size. Like, the size is just absolutely terrible for us. So... not sure what I can really do about that. I don't know where to find a Black Orc shield, but I should probably go into the marketplace, shouldn't I? Should probably go into the marketplace and see what we can do about that. Let me actually just kill this. Try to kill that. There we go. Okay, tell our forces to charge in. I cannot leave them to just do random stuff. Oh, actually, never mind. I don't need to... What? What is going on here? How are we inside already? How are my forces already inside? This is... actually kind of crazy. Okay, so I'm going to just use my ability right now just to buff everyone around me. Even though it doesn't... I don't even know how much damage it actually does. Is it like a 10% damage or something like that? Maybe it's just 10% damage. If it is just 10% damage, then that's not really super amazing. But I guess every little helps, right? You know? That's literally a catchphrase of a supermarket in the UK. So that is quite funny. But yeah, anyway... We are not sponsored, no. That would be funny. Anyway, point is, I believe we're actually already done. Are we already done? That was a bit too fast for my liking. I felt like we didn't really, we haven't really done much, but my forces are seemingly doing a fantastic job. They are immediately killing everything in the area. Let's actually just use my ability here, just try to attach a bleed to these guys. Because every single time we use our special ability, we do bleed all of the opponents around us. And that's kind of what I'm looking for here. Let's try and do some damage. Wow, yeah, not really that much damage being done, unfortunately. Okay, let's try to do this. Nice, there we go. I mean, here we go. Yeah, that was a lot better. That was a lot better than what we had before. Let me see here. Yeah, no. Oh, get him. And we need to... basically, it's all... You know, Britannia, obviously, is one of those factions that has a lot of really, really low tier, kind of bad units. But then, obviously, you've got these really amazing knights and nobles and things like that. And they really make a huge difference to the overall fighting capability of the enemy. And, I mean, you can see here, it's actually quite funny. They have significant HP. I'm actually quite surprised that they have so much HP most of the time. So, how many have we lost so far? Actually, not even bad. We're doing very, very well, actually, surprisingly. And let's just do this. There we go. Nice little bit of damage there. And all I really need to do is remain as defensive as possible until my ability comes back. And then I should have the opportunity to pulverize them just immediately, and then we'll be absolutely fine. Boom, there we go. Nice. Now the bleed effect will hopefully take care of them. I actually, you know what, they are a lot hardier than anticipated, of course, but as you can see right there, it seems like it does 5 damage. So the bleed effect does 5 damage per second, I'd assume, or something like that. And I think that's really, really effective. I think that's super, super nice to see that. And let's actually just see. Nice. There we go. Okay, it's going to be a bit unfortunate for me to try to get through here. So I'm going to just remain defensive as much as possible and then just rely on our career ability. Generally, that is the way to go most of the time whenever you're playing a character like this with a short cooldown. You always just want to try to leverage your career ability as much as possible. And that, I suppose, is the case for most classes. More specifically about the Way Watcher. I'm talking about the Way Watcher right now. And or the the ranger archetype for the wood elves. They there is an ability that they have which is just insane. It's like an arrow or something like that. It's like a power shot. I can't remember what it's called now, but it's amazing. It's really, really fun to use because basically once you have everything spec'd, you literally have, I believe, basically a catapult in your pants, pretty much, right? You can literally just go absolute power shot against innumerable amounts of enemies, and it's extremely, extremely fun. Definitely one of the better career abilities because it does have a relatively short cooldown, I believe. I think it's got a... Is it a 30-second cooldown? I don't know. I could be misremembering, but yeah, well, whatever the case. If you do want to see that series, there is obviously a link in the description. I didn't even mean to plug it, to be honest, but yeah, you know, if I'm mentioning it, I might as well if you want to see. If you want to see how crazy the ability can get, then there you go. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Anyway, let's see if we can try to penetrate our enemies here. This is going to be really, really good. I kind of want to get as deep as possible into them right now. Boom, there we go. Nice. Yeah. There's no way they ever would have expected... Oh, hello. There's no way they ever would have expected an orc to be coming in from behind. That's for sure. But yeah, these fellows obviously are all very, very low tier. We don't really need to worry about them at all. Let's do some damage. Look at that. Nice. I'm actually not entirely sure. Should I switch to my two-handed? I could switch to my two-handed. Right now, I'm not entirely convinced it's going to be better, but maybe I should. Yeah, it's actually not bad. It's actually not bad, as you can see right there. We're doing some pretty nice damage. It would be cool if... Yeah, we actually got to 200 now as well with the two-handed, so that's wonderful. That means I don't have to worry about that at all anymore. And actually, you know what? Let's try to use our polearm. Let's use our polearm a little bit. I mean, we've got the ability to do so because we're not really being focused that much. Let's use my ability. There we go. Nice. Use my ability with the polearm. I'm not sure how much damage. The funny thing is, I don't know what the difference is, to be honest. Using using damage, well, should we say using your skill and then getting damage from the skill with a polearm, is it more or less, or I don't know, than the one-handed? I'd assume it's going to give you more, but I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. So yeah. Anyway, we did actually get to 200. We did actually get 200, so I'm going to now switch back to my one-handed because we're kind of getting a bit clobbered right now. And so I do need to be a little bit aware of that and make sure that our HP and our forces are doing as well as they can be. And I'm just going to continue trying to use my career ability as much as I orcally can. I was going to say humanly can, but yes. It's not Yumi, is it? No, we're not playing a Yumi right now. But I'm very much actually looking forward to playing as the dwarves, for example, because they have a bunch of enchantments and stuff like that for their armor and everything. I don't know what their career ability is or anything like that. I hope it's nothing too... well, I hope it's nothing too long cooldown-esque, but I do know that, according to people, you know, because as I said beforehand, I don't really have that much knowledge about Warhammer Fantasy specifically. I'm more into 40k nowadays, but yeah, I still like both Warhammer universes, obviously. But anyway, the point is, what I'm saying is, I don't really know that much about fantasy, right? The Warhammer Fantasy universe. So, dwarves, from what I know, are quite slow, or shall we say they have a more defensive mindset from a gameplay perspective. So I'm not sure if that really translates into their career ability. I'm going to assume maybe it does. I haven't done any research on it whatsoever because I kind of want it to be a surprise. I kind of want to, you know, experience it for the first time on screen and actually see what the career ability is, because I find that to be the most fun. I actually really, really enjoy doing that. That's the reason why I actually really love this mod, because it just kind of gives you that feeling of, whoa, that's so cool, you know? It's such a, you know, such a really, really... It's kind of like, I don't know, opening a surprise gift or something like that, because you just have no idea what you're going to get. Forrest Gump. But yeah, you just don't know what you're actually going to see or use or anything like that when it comes to the career options and the career ability itself as well, and how the career options can change the career ability dramatically, because that happens. As I said, the Way Watcher specifically can change so heavily from career options and improving it. And it's really, really fun to see that. Anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and eliminate this. 304 renown. And I kind of hope that we're... Why do I only get 74 teeth? Why do I only get 74 teeth? I have no idea how many I killed, by the way, in that. How many did I actually kill myself? Because I'm pretty sure I killed quite a few, right? Did I kill quite a few? I think so. Oh, well, never mind. Okay, yeah, I guess we're just going to have to do this. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have any teeth. I literally don't have any teeth remaining. And there's 280... I mean, no offense right now, but 289 prisoners should get me more than 232 teeth, right? Because they each have, like, what? How many teeth do they have in their mouths, right? How many teeth do you think they have? You know, like 20 or something like that? I don't know. I mean, on average, how many do you think they have? I don't know. Anyway, the point is, we're just going to take all the loot. Thank you. And this is a town, by the way. This is actually a town, so that's pretty cool. Does this count as something that I've taken? Yes. There you go. Okay, I did do some more duels as well, by the way, just so you know. And as the arena battles, as you can see, I've done 7 of them. And I still... Oh dear, the brawls and the battles are going to be the main thing that are going to be a bit of a problem for us, but yeah, that's just how things are going to have to go. Oh, there is actually a brawl going on here right now. That's kind of fun. Well, is it fun? Yes, kind of, I guess. Anyway, let's just wait here for a little bit of time because I'd like to see what this army decides to do. They're probably going to try to go for my town. Yep, there you go. They're traveling there right away. Okay, so the question is, do I just leave this? They've already put people in the garrison, so I don't even need to leave this. Okay, that's absolutely fine. Okay, so what I'm going to do, first of all, is I have actually leveled up. As you can see, we also got to this level, so we're going to get thick hides. That's going to get me plus 5 HP to troops in our party. Absolutely fantastic. And we also have hardy front line, which is, once again, 5 hit points. Again, another 5 hit points. Absolutely amazing to get that. And we also have one-handed skill as well, and that's going to get us unwavering defense, which is another 10 hit points. And that means that we've now just gained from these 3 perks. Obviously, I'm not there yet in terms of one-handed, which I'm going to spec another focus point into it now. But yeah, the fact is, we're going to have an additional 20 HP for our infantry, which is absolutely fantastic. Really, really nice to see that. What else do we have here? Can I not? This guy. Okay. I'm going to get him some more one-handed skill, I suppose. Yeah, he's actually our steward. Wait a minute. He's actually our steward, so I should probably give him more steward skill, and I think that's probably going to make more sense. Let's go for arrow catcher as well for him. Oh, it didn't save my... okay. Why didn't it save my selections? Okay, that's kind of weird. All right. Yeah, hardy front line. There we go. And this, and there we have it. Okay. So, this is going to be a little bit problematic because I don't really... Are they gonna siege this straight away? There's no way, right? Yeah, no, there's no way. There's no way they're gonna get there in time. Are they gonna get there in time? They might. They're probably gonna get there before us. They've got way too... I mean, they've got loads of cavalry, right? They've got loads of cavalry. So, the question is, can we actually do this? Let's actually have a look. Yeah. Wait a minute. Okay, are they... They're not serious, right? This is probably one of the weirdest things that AI has done, because they literally have a literal, basically a green tide right next to them, and they're deciding to do this. Kind of weird. All right. Yeah, I'm actually going to get rid of that guy in our party here because he's currently busy, so we're just going to do that. Okay, so I have 378. That's actually not too bad. I'm just going to wait until these guys start to inflict some damage on the garrison, and then we're just going to go in. Alright, so what we're going to have to do here, yeah, I actually obviously had to go in at some point. Wait a minute. Where am I here? Oh, there I am. Okay, oh, I've got absolutely terrible perks. Look at this. I basically don't give anything to our forces. That's so sad. I actually thought I had really good, really good perks, but when you see this guy, right, he's got insane, he's got really good stuff. Ah, dearie me. Okay, well, let's just put him on there. And yeah, that's basically what we're going to go for. I don't know whether I really want to go for anything. I guess I will just put him here. Oh, this guy's not mounted. Oh, that's terrible. Okay, who's actually mounted here? Can I actually tell who's mounted beforehand? No, we can't actually see that. Okay, you know what? It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to get him for the perks and everything. Okay, so these guys actually managed to go in. I'm actually kind of surprised that they decided to do that. Like I said, I'm kind of a bit weirded out because the AI is usually not that sort of brute force-ish. You know, sometimes they are, but you know, in this case, you'd think they'd be running away from us, right? But they must have been blinded by how weak the garrison was in the town or something like that. I'm assuming that to be the case at least. Anyway, we'll see if we can maybe do a little bit of snipage. Ooh, unfortunate he managed to block us right there. Okay. I was kind of hoping to snipe one of our wonderful enemy lords. And yeah, that didn't really work out. Oh, nice. We actually took his horse. Yeah, not a significantly big fan of that, but oh well. There we go. We're gonna have to try a little bit here. Ugh. Okay, I'm getting some really... What am I doing right now? Absolutely terrible accuracy right here. For some reason. Nice, there we go. Made up for it a little bit. Made up for it a little bit. Okay, and yeah, I think we're just going to be hyper aggressive here because the enemy... Oh, that guy literally ran right into that. That was hilarious. It seems like we might actually have an orc shaman in here. Some people have said that it may crash the game. I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't, but... Well, whatever the case, we are getting a little bit of magic. We're getting a little bit of magic. Seeing that is always really, really fun. I remember the first time I played as a magic class in this mod, and it was a vampire necromancer? Was it a Yeah, I think it was a vampire necromancer. Had a great time. Had an absolutely hilarious time with that because we could transform into a bat and we could do all kinds of crazy cool... you know, crazy cool spells, and they would just do so much damage, and you could pretty much infinitely restore your, well, not HP, but you could infinitely restore your mana, as far as I remember. Obviously, I think they probably, I think they might have changed the way that works now, but yeah, it was very cool at the time. Alright, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to get off my mount. I know it's probably not the best idea, but I'm going to do this purely because I want to get it. I want to get stuck in. I want to get stuck in. I want to go with my ability right into their faces and try to inflict as much damage as possible. I'd like to get to 225 in one-handed. I think we're almost there, actually. And you can see how much damage we're actually capable of doing right now. Boom, there we go. Nice, nice, nice. That's a nice bleed effect on every single one of them. And generally, because obviously this weakens them quite nicely, all I really need to do now is one nice solid hit on each one of them, even despite the fact that they have pretty decent HP. I mean, you can see here that they have a lot of HP. I just took a couch lance to the face as well. That did quite some damage, actually, surprisingly enough, but I guess couch lance, I mean, it's piercing damage. We're more than likely going to be taking quite a hit from that. That's okay. You know, that's okay. We're an orc. We're an orc where we've got a lot of HP. I don't even have the max HP that I could have right now because, first of all, I'm not actually, you know, fully leveled up in terms of our career options. I don't know what kind of other, you know, career options we're going to get later on, but I'm assuming that, you know, tier 3 is going to be worth it, right? It's going to be one of those situations where you complete the quest finally, and it's going to give you some of the best, well, shall we say, benefits that you could ever hope to get from a career tree. Because obviously the other career options and the other, you know, benefits and stuff like that you're going to get when you have advanced in clan tier, the other classes and so on and so forth, they all just fundamentally make that class amazing. They make it so extremely fun to play. And that's kind of what I'm assuming is going to happen here once again. They're just going to give you so many really, really good things. And I cannot wait to see what they are. And especially the fact that I'm thinking... I'm not sure if that's going to be a thing, but for me personally, if I were obviously, you know, designing this particular ability, I feel like what would be really cool, obviously it might be a little bit broken. I think it's probably going to be broken because I generally tend to suggest those kinds of things. But anyway, the point is, it might be imbalanced. But what I think would be really cool is a cooldown reduction, shall we say, modifier. So basically what that would do is if you were to hit 5 enemies with your ability, with your main damaging ability, you would get a cooldown reduction of 5 seconds or something like that. So instead of it being a 16-second cooldown, it would then be an 11-second cooldown. Obviously, I'm not sure if that is broken or not. It doesn't feel that broken, but it might be, you know what I mean? In the grand scheme of things, you know, because if you're using it against 5 enemies consistently, you're going to be able to get so many more uses out of your career ability, and it might be way too strong. That's obviously just me. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, I don't know, but it feels to me like that might be kind of cool. Or you do a 25% chance, you know, so like rolling the dice basically, 25% chance for your career ability to immediately reset on use. Can you imagine how cool that would be? Yeah, that would be really, really fun. As you can see, the enemy is actually doing a very, very good job of fighting back at the moment, so I guess we're going to see how this goes. 136 renown we just got for that, and we can also take these guys prisoner, of course. Oh, only 2 of them. All right, and we only get 154. Why are we only getting 154 teeth? I guess maybe we have to share it. Do we have to share it with the other people in the army? I guess. I suppose. I mean, I don't know. I felt like we did a lot of damage in that one, but maybe that's just me. Anyway, let's take a look and actually see what's happening here. Okay, no, we're absolutely fine. As you see, there's only 117 people back in here, which is obviously a bit of a problem. And maybe these guys are going to put some people in my garrison. I wouldn't mind if they did that. Let's just wait here for a little bit of time. Maybe they're actually going to be placing some people in there. It would be very, very cool if they did. It would be really nice if they did, actually. Did they? No, they didn't. Okay, that's... Oh, no. That's kind of bad. Oh, dearie me, dearie me. Okay, so what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to disband the army now. Let them just go wherever they want to go. There is another brawl here, obviously, as well. The courthouse is 13 days left on it. And the most unfortunate thing is that, well, there's a brawl, of course. I'm going to do the brawl as soon as possible to start its cooldown. And then we are going to have to place... Well, I'm going to have to recruit some people, first of all, and then I'm going to have to place some of them in the garrison. That's obviously going to make a big difference. This is a bit problematic, maybe. Yeah, no, I think this should be absolutely fine. I mean, if we could just hit these guys over the head, just bonk them real good. Bonk them. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's it. Really, really easy. Nothing to worry about here. Obviously, brawls, as you know, they are not going to be that dangerous at this point. Oh no, are you serious that I fell off? Come on now, that is absolutely ridiculous. Hopefully my companion will be able to finish it up. Alright, so he wasn't actually able to finish it up, of course, and yeah, so we basically had to do it ourselves. Okay, so now we can recruit some troops. I'm gonna just recruit everyone I can. It doesn't really matter whether I have humans or not. I'm basically just taking them and putting them into the garrison here and just using them for strength, I guess. And yeah, otherwise... that is probably going to be it for this episode. But there you go. We've actually now taken this. Oh, vote for the new owner. Maybe we're going to get this? No. It's not going to be me. That's kind of unfortunate. I mean, you can see here, 33%. It's definitely not going to be me. So I'm going to literally just vote for this guy. And that's... well, yeah, that's going to be it. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to end this episode off here. And, yeah, maybe I'm actually just I'm still gonna leave the peace agreement. I don't know whether I should really make peace. I mean, Reichland isn't really doing much to us right now. I don't think they're even that close to us. So yeah, not really necessary. But otherwise, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.